Okay. So, welcome all of you to the second day's class of intermediate course. Okay. We will pick up from where we left yesterday. We were talking about the 7 essential things that we need to take care of to lead a healthy life. We talk about all these concepts other than TCM because TCM is just one aspect of life. And like I told you in my introduction class, even before we started the course, our life is like a balanced stone structure stacked one on top of the other. So each and every component in life is very important. So neglecting one is good enough for you to head directly into bad health and bad habits and other things. So your mind, body, spiritual aspect, your psychological aspect, everything is important. So that is why we always talk about these things also, other than all your TCM points and other things. So let's move directly into the presentation where we left off yesterday. Okay. Yeah. We were talking about food, why food is important, why it is essential, and how we need to eat. Before we go into food, we did a little bit understanding of how to incorporate the air element and water element into our life. Okay. And before we head into food, I can add just one more point for the water element is that there is a saying that goes, you always eat your water and drink your food. Okay. Meaning, how can you drink your food? Food is solid. But if you have to drink your food, you have to chew it properly so that it gets converted into semi-solid liquid kind of structure and it moves automatically into your stomach. You do not have to swallow it consciously. Okay. And what do you mean by eating your water? Eating your water means it's very simple. You can't chew your water. So just to demonstrate how you are going to eat your water, every time you drink water, take some water in your mouth and you are supposed to drink it like this. It has to go little by little, sip by sip, and you should make the water available to each and every part of your mouth. Okay, that is how you're supposed to drink water. You're supposed to chew your water and eat your and drink your food. Okay, so that's how we're supposed to do it. Okay, let's move ahead. So let's talk about food. What is food? We all know food is the most essential source of energy for us. Even in TCM, the food that we eat, the food also has some chi, energy. That chi is converted into gu chi in our body, in our gut, in our using our stomach and spleen. These are organs that convert the food chi into gu chi. This is going to combine with the air chi. Okay. In TCM aspect, both food and water are considered food. Okay. Even food has to be metabolized. Water also has to undergo the process of metabolization. Okay. Some people think that you drink water, it just passes through your gut. Okay. It enters into your bloodstream and filtered by the kidney and you pass it out as urine. No, that's not how it happens. Water has its own different phase of metabolism. And in the basic course, we learned what are the organs associated with water metabolism and what are the cycle that happens in water metabolism and other things. So gu chi is a very important chi form. Okay. It is a nourishing, most nourishing form of chi or energy that we can get. Okay. It is a basic source of energy. Even if you're lacking in any other form of energy, this is the most important form of energy that you have to get in order to sustain your life. Okay. So eat, we're supposed to always eat what we're supposed to eat. It is always better and advised to eat natural food. You're supposed to eat living food. You're supposed to eat wholesome food and plant-based foods. What do you mean by natural foods, living foods, wholesome foods, and plant-based foods? We look at them one by one. Okay. When you eat this kind of food, which is natural, living, wholesome, and majorly plant-based, it is considered to have full of prana. When you eat natural food or food that is living, you say prana means pran nikal gaya or prana hotoitu we say in Kannada, means something that is living contains prana or energy. Something that is dead does not contain prana. All the prana is undergoing decomposition process and it is getting converted into other forms of chi, which is not available for life. Okay, you can't eat decomposing material and sustain life. Okay, once it is completely decomposed, it is completely chemically, physically, and energy wise changed. It acts as manure, and from that, new life has to start. But dead material as such do not contains prana. So if you want to lead a healthy life, you already learned that chi and prana is the most essential thing. Okay. See, there is a saying in Indian mythology. Way back when we talk about different yugas, is it? Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, you have your Treta Yuga, and then you have your Kali Yuga. In each yugas, the form of energy, the form of prana is different. Okay. Earlier, it was said that prana existed in the bones. Okay. Unless until you have bones, you can sustain life. Later on, it converted into prana, started existing in your blood. So, unless until you have blood, you have prana in your body. Isn't it? We saw all the arrows in his body. Okay. All his organs punctured. Okay. Until the last drop of blood, he could able to sustain prana. And as and when you come to Kali Yuga, prana exists in food. So only when you eat, they say prana. In my native and in our household, we usually say after a day of fasting, when we do fasting on Ekadasi, and on the Dwadasi morning when we have food, generally we say Appa prana bantu. That means life is come back to us. So in the present day world, prana exists majorly in the form of food. So when food is a major source of prana, should all think very carefully what kind of food we should eat. Okay? We already learned there are two different kinds of energy, positive energy and negative energy. When you start building in negative energy, okay, it happens when you start eating negative kind of foods. We have sattva, rajas, and tamas, three gunas. Okay, even in Ayurveda, we talk about the three gunas. Okay, so the most sattvic kind of food, sattvic kind of energy is said to be the purest and the most good kind of energy. So the most sattvic kind of energy is found in natural, living, wholesome, plant-based foods. What are these kind of foods? What are they and what are we are supposed to eat? We'll come to know in today's class. Okay. So food is very important in today's life. Like I said, you're supposed to eat food like medicine. Whenever you have overcooked, I think somebody is unmute. Please mute yourself. All of you, please mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So whenever you're eating overcooked food or old stale food, it has very minimal to zero prana in it. That is, it is completely devoid of all the essential nutrients that our body requires. Okay. So much so that some practitioners believe that whatever supplements and other things we take, they might have all the essential nutrients, but they are devoid of the prana that is required for integrating these components into our system. Again, when I say this, I don't mean that supplements and other nutrients that we take are bad and we should avoid them. When it is required, I always advocate and advise my students and my patients and other friends and colleagues that if you're deficient of nutrients, you need to first supplement them with whatever form, either take it naturally or through pill form or whatever form, and then start focusing on your food so that you can build in the good prana, good chi to up to a good level so that it can start integrating these components into your system. So if you want to have full prana food, you're supposed to eat the most natural leaf available form of food. Okay. And we're supposed to avoid chemically grown, preservative containing and hybrid foods. These are the kind of foods that contain very minimal. Okay. You might be thinking that I'm eating a lot of sprouts. I'm eating a lot of vegetables. I'm eating all organic food. Okay. No matter how organically it is grown, after it is grown, if it is undergoing all these processes of chemical preservation, and if the raw material itself is of a hybrid form, okay, it has very minimal amount of prana, or the prana that is there is not the right kind of prana that is going to sustain your life. Okay, so no matter how much organic you eat, until it is a natural breed or natural variety that is available in your geographical area, okay, the plants that are naturally growing in your area over all the generations of your parents, your grandparents, past generation, that is the best kind of food you can eat. Okay, I know it is very difficult to say, ma'am, how can we go looking for these things? Okay, in spite of all these things, there are ways in which you can look for prana rich foods. We will learn about that also. Okay, now when I said living foods, what do you mean by living foods? What are living foods? Any food that has life-giving ability is prana food, or it has prana shakti in it. It's called living food. A grain of corn is living food, whereas the corn flakes that you eat from the same grain is not considered living food. Okay. Any food that can give life, if you put it in soil, if it can sustain and support life, those kind of foods are living foods. Foods that come from factory are not living foods. Foods that come from the farm are living foods. Remember this, from farm and not factory. Anything that is coming from factory is dead. Anything that is coming to your table from the farm, when you get it and you cook it and you eat it, that is living food. Okay, I think someone is still unmute. I don't know. Maybe sir, I think. Yes, sir, please mute yourself. And living foods are the foods that will eventually rot. If you prepare rice today at home, it will eventually rot by tomorrow morning. Those are living foods. If you pluck a fruit, okay, if you pluck some vegetable, they will eventually rot. So these kind of foods are living foods. Foods that do not rot, okay, and can remain in your shelf for a longer period of time, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. All your biscuits and other things. Okay. They don't rot. So any food that is rotting indicates that it is fresh. It is living. Okay. Examples: fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts and seeds, sprouts. These are all forms of living foods. So it is very good to incorporate these kind of foods in your system. Okay. Now people might say, ma'am, but we can't keep having all fruits and vegetables, salads, sprouts, grains, all through the day, isn't it? Just a minute. Okay. So you can't have only ghas poos all through the day, 365 days, 24/7. Even according to TCM, eating too much of raw vegetables and fruits will cause coldness in your spleen and can lead to spleen chi deficiency. So that is also not advised. So whatever I'm going to give you the details of right now today, you're supposed to have them in moderation. Okay. The first kind of food that you will start your meal with are these living foods. What are they? Some kind of fruits, vegetables, sprouts, nuts. All these contain a lot of energy. Particularly people who are low in energy and low in chi, deficiency in chi. It is advisable for them to have more amount of living food. The percentage of living food in the plate has to be more. Okay. Next, the other items will follow. Okay. So the top on the list is your living foods. Living foods are always very close to their original natural form. They are always as the nature intended to, or very close to the natural form. For example, if you're getting some grains and you're making them into fine atta, and if you're using them, they're also living. But they are slight modified and they do not have the original form, but they are to an extent very close to the nature. They have similar composition to whatever nature intended them to be. Okay. So this is what are natural foods. Now, remember, fruits are always a blessing for life. Fruits will give you instantaneous energy. Okay. They are the good and the best source of your vitamins, minerals, all your enzymes, antioxidants, and not to forget fiber. Your fruits and vegetables have all these essential minerals. Okay. So when we talk about minerals, vitamins, enzymes, okay, all these things are very important for the functioning of your body, because no matter how much of energy releasing nutrients like carbohydrates that you give and proteins that you give to your body, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes play a very important role in the metabolism, the formation of our hormones, okay, and in our immunity, okay, in our bodybuilding and all other things. Without minerals, there is no signal transduction that happens in your body. There is no movement of signals from one cell to another. There is no movement of information from within the cell to the exterior and from exterior inside the cell. Okay, they act as very important carrier molecules for transporting important essential nutrients and enzymes and other things to and fro from the cell. Okay, people who have having a little bit of biology background will understand why minerals and enzymes are important. Okay, even for your process of digestion to happen, you need enzymes. Even for the process of your metabolism to happen, you need enzymes, you need vitamins. Okay, so fruits and vegetables contain these essential nutrients to the most natural available form you can get, and which is easily acceptable by your body. Our body recognizes these kind of vitamins and minerals easily. Okay, because over the period of evolution, our body, our cells, and our memory is used to this. It can recognize these natural molecules rather than the artificially synthesized chemical molecules. So make sure you're having a lot of fruits throughout your day. They are also essential to absorb iron from the food, okay, and to improve hemoglobin. Fruits contain a lot of absorbable form of iron. Okay, so no matter how much iron supplement you take and other things, the best form of iron that you can get from fruits and vegetables. Okay, fruits are excellent blood purifiers and they are excellent body cleansers. Very good for detoxification. If you find that sometimes you are finding, you feel that your body is filled with toxins, you need to detox your body, you need to go on a break. The best form of break that you can take from eating is fruits. That is why they say during fasting, they say phala ahar, phalahar. That means you're supposed to take phal, supposed to take fruits. But now what do? We do all kind of khichadis, all kind of other foods also we eat during fasting, which is not good. So palahar means eating whole foods or juices or extracts from fruits and vegetables is palahar. Anything that is form of fruit, even vegetables are a fruit of the plant. Okay, so these are the best form of cleansers. If you want to go on a detox routine, even when you go on a panchakarma process through Ayurveda system, there also they will give you a lot of fruit juices, vegetable juices and other things for 2 or 3 days or a week or so to cleanse your body completely. Okay. One important suggestion that I can give you here right now is using of Kushmanda phala. What is Kushmanda phala? It is the pumpkin or the ash god. It is called as Kushmanda phala. What is Kushmanda phala? It literally means energy bomb. It is filled with energy. So people who are having difficult digestion, diabetes, some kind of skin allergies and other impurities accumulated in the body, you can try this. Every day in the morning, take a little bit of ash gourd or white pumpkin that you get. Okay. On an empty stomach, you juice it up. You can either juice it in a mixie or a juicer. You need to strain them. Make sure you're not taking the whole pulpy part. Take only the juice and you drink it on an empty stomach. 1 glass, if possible. If not, at least half. You can start from half a glass. Do it daily for a week or 10 days. You yourself will start seeing the difference. It is like a manual flush that flush out your complete intestine, all your digestive tract completely. It is going to flush out all the impurities that are there. Okay, people who are having acidity, lot of belching, bloating. Okay, you can try this. Ashgard juice early in the morning after brushing on an empty stomach. If you're having daily, it is the best kind of detox that you can do for your body. Only contraindication or only problem you will find in people who are having gallbladder stones. Okay, because they are already prone for diarrhea and loose stools and other things. They might start having episodes of loose stools and diarrhea. So they can reduce the concentration after you juice them. Okay, try to take half a glass at least once or 2 times in a week to see your body is completely flushing out all the toxins. Okay, even your tender coconut. That is also an excellent detox for your body. Okay. People who are having diabetes need to be careful about tender coconut because it has naturally available sucrose form, which can immediately elevate your sugar levels. But other than that, these two juices are excellent forms of detox. People who want to lose weight can have ashgard juice and tender coconut juice regularly on an empty stomach early in the morning. Okay. People who want to gain weight, what will they do? Okay. If you take ashgard, you will lose weight. If you want to gain weight every day on an empty stomach, you can have some form of fruit juice or green juice. Green juice is also, by green juice, I mean all the green leafy vegetables that you can find. Your cucumber, your leafy vegetables, your pudina, your mint, and your tulsi, all those things you can mix and make a juice out of it. And you can drink that. That is also very good detox. And fruit juice are excellent for bodybuilding, for weight gain. Kids who are not gaining weight, you might have heard about ABC juice. What is ABC? A stands for apple, B stands for beetroot, C stands for carrot. A combination of apples, beetroot, and carrot juice, just small, this size of a carrot or beetroot, an apple. You grind them together, okay, along with the skin, that is, okay. Make a juice and give it to your kids. You will see their immunity is boosted like anything. It is an immune boosting and energy building food. First thing, okay. Nowadays, people have this habit of, I know, our kids are supposed to go to school early in the morning. They do not have time for breakfast. What we mothers will do, we'll give them one big glass of milk and send them. Okay. Instead of giving milk, we can give this. Okay. Why not milk? We'll come to know. I'll tell you in detail why we shouldn't drink milk. Okay. Milk is actually considered to be amrit. But why today's milk is not amrit? We will talk about that. Okay. So fruit juices are excellent for building immunity in small children, kids, even old senior citizens we have in our family. Excellent for them. Okay. Before your breakfast, you can have this juice. After 1 hour of juice, you can have your breakfast and start your day. You will find that your energy levels have reached some other place. You will not recognize 1 week or 15 days of this exercise. When you do, you yourself will start seeing the change or shift in your energy levels. Okay. Try this, all of you. I've given you two informations, one about detox juices and one about bodybuilding juices. Depending on which spectrum you fall under. Okay, particularly after the age of 30, 35, we need detox more than bodybuilding. Okay, young kids, young adults, working professionals, they will require bodybuilding juices. Or you can alternate them. One day I will do detox, one day I will do bodybuilding juice. Okay. So this information is there for you. How you use it, whether you use it or not, is left to your discretion. I cannot be giving you any more other advice than this. The information is there, the advice is there. Okay, these are proven techniques. Okay, and hundreds of people have taken advantage of this. You can try it for yourself and then see the differences yourself. Okay, so this is how fruits are blessings. And obviously, like I told you, they contain 90% of water. So we are supposed to have 70% of water in our diet and 30% is supposed to be solid. So fruits are the best way for incorporating this water element in your food, in your diet. Okay. And remember to always eat seasonal fruits. When you eat seasonally available fruits, they will increase your immunity. Not the kind of fruits that are available all through the year. Okay, because nature intended some varieties of fruits to be grown only in some seasons, some time. nature has designed this food pyramid in an excellent way so that depending on the environmental conditions, depending on the situation, depending on the geographical location, whatever is most essential for us, nature makes that available at that time. Okay, so seasonal fruits are meant by nature to give us nutrients required or that are necessary for that particular time period. So please have a lot of seasonal fruits. If it is a mango season, make sure you are getting enough mangoes during that season. If it is watermelon season, make sure you're eating regularly watermelon in that season. If it is a papaya season, make sure you're having enough papayas during that season. Okay, they will increase your immunity. Right? See, when we're talking about seasonal fruits, mangoes, jackfruit, bananas, all of them will help in improving body weight and help in a healthy balance, healthy weight balance. Okay. When I say bodybuilding, it doesn't mean that it's going to make you muscular or overweight. When eaten in a seasonal manner, it is going to help you in maintaining your body weight in a healthy manner. Okay. People who want to gain weight will gain weight. People who want to lose weight will lose weight. So that is a miracle of fruits, and particularly seasonal fruits. Right? Yeah, like I told you, fruit juices early in the morning help to build body and grow. So coconut water is one food that is both detox and bodybuilding. Right? So if somebody is weak, sick, what do you give them? You take some fruits and you take nariyal pani. You take coconut and give them to drink. So very good for bodybuilding, very good for immunity, very good for detox. If you're having a fever, okay, stop eating any solid food. 24 hours, just go on fruits and vegetables, soups, okay, and juices, coconut water, all these things. Next day, within 24 hours, your fever will be reduced. I do this, I practice this with my son, with my husband, with my father-in-law. Whenever there is fever, mild fever is manageable. If it is a little bit on a higher end fever, more than 100 to 101, 102, I don't give them any solid food. All through the day, they are eating only soups, they're drinking only juices, tender coconut, okay, and little bit of water. The next day, the fever automatically comes down. Obviously, I'm keeping them on medication also, because I will never ask anyone of you to negate your or completely say no to medicines. Okay. But if possible, I would advise you to go for a natural kind of medicine, either homeopathy or Ayurveda or Unani, whatever. Okay. Within 24 hours, their fever will come down to a controllable level and they will start eating solid food. The hunger quotient will increase automatically. So they say Langanam Paramaushadam. Langanam means fasting. Fasting is the best kind of medicine. Okay. So fruit fasting and fruit juice fasting is the best kind of thing that you can do during illness and sickness. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about sprouts and nuts. Very important. We need to know why we need to have sprouts and nuts and who can have sprouts and nuts. Okay. Because different kinds of people, different kinds of physical properties, compositions they have, we need to know who can eat what kind of food. So we need to talk a little bit of sprouts and nuts. Sprouts and nuts are the most pranic energy containing food. When a seed is sprouting, it has the highest amount of wind energy in it. Highest amount of prana. That is the highest capability of giving life. Once you soak the seeds, once the seeds break and they start sprouting, they have the highest amount of prana. So eating lots of sprouts and nuts will give you highest amount of prana. If you are doing a fruit fast, okay, you can do a detox drink in the morning. Okay, after you do a detox drink, before you start your breakfast, the first thing you can incorporate in your breakfast is a little bit of sprouts. Little bit of fruits and vegetables, raw fruits and vegetables, and sprouts. People who are low in spleen chi energy, we will definitely generally advise them not to eat a lot of raw fruits like salads and soups. Fruits will tell them you please reduce. Try to have more cooked foods. But even for people who are low in spleen chi deficiency or spleen chi deficient, okay, they can have sprouts. Sprouts are rich in prana and they will help you incorporate this chi into your system. Miracle foods. Okay. It is a rich source of protein. You have a lot of vitamins in them, lot of minerals in them, particularly vitamin B complex. You have all the B complex vitamins in sprouts. Okay. All the essential enzymes are there because all these things are required for the formation of life, for the growth of the plant. So during the sprouting phase, maximum amount of nutrients you can extract. Because we know that seed is basically stored form of energy for new life or the endosperm or the life within the seed. That is what we eat as food and that is what is nourishing us. So when it is sprouting, these nutrients are all made bioavailable for the body. Easily accessible form. It is available for your body. And it is in the required proportion for your body. Okay. So that is specialty of sprouts. Sprouts and nuts used on a daily level will give you lots of stamina for all your day-to-day activities. Okay. It is going to improve your intellect. It's going to improve your memory. Nuts, we say, no? People who are low in memory will say, eat badams. So what we do, we go, open the fridge or open the box, take some badam, we eat. That is the bad way of eating nuts. Eating nuts raw will cause you more harm than help. Why is this? All nuts in the seeds, they have something called as lignin, pectin. Okay. And other chemicals that are actually acting as protection for the life inside. It is a protection against insects, worms, all those things. So if you're eating these nuts or dry fruits, whatever you call them, raw, it is not going to help you. That doesn't mean it is not having enough nutrients or you're not getting any, you are getting nutrients, but not in the adequate or the kind of form you require it. So what do you do? How do you eat nuts? Remember, whenever you're eating nuts and seeds, yes. Yes, exactly.
Overnight soaking.
Overnight, you need to soak them. What is happening when you soak them? When you're soaking them, you are tricking the seed to believe that it is going to sprout. You're going to, you have planted it and it has to start sprouting and it has to start regenerating. So during this process, it is going to start eliminating all these lignins, pectins, tannins, and other things from the skin. From within the cell, they all start come and accumulate on the outer surface so that when it breaks, your shoot and root can start developing. So you soak them overnight. Morning, you try to remove the skin and then you eat them. After that, once you have soaked them, you can dry them and again you can eat them if you like the crunchy texture of nuts. After you have soaked them, after you have removed the skin, you can dry them again in sun and you can enjoy that crunchy texture. But remember, always whatever nuts and seeds that you eat, please soak them. Starting from your pumpkin, sunflower, your kaju, pista, whatever. All of them. Okay. That is the best way to eat nuts. Okay. They give more energy. They also produce more gas in this process. Okay. People who are not able to digest sprouts properly, and people who say, if I eat sprouts, I tend to become gassy, bloating, and other things are there. You have to eat nuts during the yang time. That is during the daytime. That is when yes, the sun is on top of your head. That is either for breakfast or during lunch. Do not have sprouts in the late hours of the day for your dinner or after dinner. Some people feel like having something, so they have sprouts. They say sprouts is, ma'am said, rich in pranic energy. Let us have sprouts in the night and then we will sleep, so that by morning I am having enough energy. No, don't have sprouts and nuts, particularly in the yin time. Have them in the yang time, that is the daytime. Right? So this is going to reduce your gas formation because a lot of heat is there, a lot of energy is there, and your gastric juices will be secreted in an adequate amount. A lot of acidity is there for dissolving all the nutrients and other things. So have them in the daytime. Okay. Same with nuts also. Sprouts and nuts. Soak the nuts overnight, peel the skin off, and consume them. Whenever you're eating sprouts and nuts, please make sure you're chewing them thoroughly until it becomes a paste before you're swallowing it. Okay. Remember, drink your food. Okay. Make this your mantra. Drink your food from today. This is going to ensure better digestion and absorption of whatever minerals and nutrients are there in the sprouts and nuts. Okay. Some people have this habit. No time for breakfast. Take some nuts, put in the mouth. Hurry, hurry, they will eat. They will drink one glass of milk and they'll run away. Don't do that. You need to chew and mulch it properly and then swallow it. Okay. Allow it to digest well and do not consume anything until you feel hungry. If you have had sprouts, after you have had sprouts, okay, once you feel full, your satiety is reached, don't eat anything else until you start feeling hungry. Okay, because sprouts and nuts and seeds take a lot of time to digest. They are rich in fiber, so they will release the energy slowly and constantly. So on top of that, if you start overeating, what happens? The food that is following the sprout will not be able to move through your gut. They will get stuck in the digestive system and they'll start rotting. Because each kind of food has its own time for digestion. Fruits will digest faster within 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes fruits will get completely digested. That is why when you're sick, we will give you liquid foods and fruits and juices and soups. Why? Because easily digestible, easy access to energy. Because you need quick energy for healing and other things. So if you're having fruits, have fruits first. Then go for your grains and other things. Don't eat grains and after that don't eat fruits. Or if you've already had heavy protein-rich fruits like this, sprouts and other things, after that don't eat fruits, grains and other things. It is going to spoil your digestion until unless you feel hungry. If you don't feel hungry, you need to do some physical exercise to burn this energy. And then only have the next meal. And most important thing, we all need to remember, always eat according to your stomach and not for your tongue. What does it mean? It means eat when you're hungry. Eat only when you're hungry and not for satisfying your taste buds. Why? What happens when you eat for satisfying your taste buds? If you are eating foods that are satisfying your taste buds, and if this satisfaction is coming through unnatural ways, okay, processed foods are, remember, they're engineered to make you addicted to them. They are not engineered for health. They are engineered for addiction. So start making this your mantra in life. If you want to live a healthy, stable life and reach your peak health, okay, make this your mantra. Eat according to your stomach, no matter what kind of food you have in front of you. If your stomach is not asking for it, don't have it. Sometimes you have the sensation, na? I feel hungry, but I have this bloating kind of sensation. Isn't it? How many of you have had this sensation? Sometimes I'm hungry, but I feel bloated. I don't feel like eating. In those situations, what you will do? The best thing you can do is eat some fruits or liquid form of fruits, vegetables, salad, or soups. Easily digestible kind of foods. If you eat, you will get energy also. You will get that hunger satisfaction also, and you will get health also. And you will give adequate rest for your stomach to heal also. So remember, the mantra is eat for your stomach, not for your tongue. Okay? No. That was all about sprouts. Now you need to know who can eat sprouts. Okay? Who can eat sprouts? Can everybody eat sprouts? Who can eat sprouts? Just a minute. People who do not have any mental, physical stamina. Okay? Those who are underweight and want to improve their weight. Sprouts are the best kind of foods you can give them. Okay? Any kind of sprouts, either you eat them raw, you do some seasoning and you eat, you add some lemon, salt, whatever. But sprouts and nuts are the best form of energy for people with low mental and physical stamina, particularly for kids, for children, for people who are having examinations, lot of strenuous mental work people who do. So what are the kind of people that come under this group? Anybody who can tell me who are the people that come under this group? We'll come to know now who are the people who come under this group. Okay. Very good, particularly for pregnant women. Okay. To get all the forms of nutrients and also a good booster for your natural hormones. And very good for intellectual and physical development of the child or the fetus in the womb. Okay. So sprouts and nuts, we eat this nut laddus. Pregnant women are given laddus made of nuts, dry fruits and other things. Na? So very essential nutrients that are required for brain development of the kids are there. DHA is there in nuts. The omega-3 fatty acids is there in nuts. Okay. Nuts can also incorporate your coconut. Your coconut is also excellent source of nutrients, particularly for brain development. The kind of oil that is present in coconut is the best kind of source used by your brain. You know, your brain actually requires more energy than any other part in the body, any other organ in your body. And the preferred kind of oil or energy it gets is from coconut oil. So people who consume coconut oil or foods rich in coconut generally will be on a higher spectrum of IQ. Have you seen South Indians are on top everywhere in the world in the intellectual spectrum? Why? I do not intend to be racist by this statement, but because they eat foods rich in coconut. So sprouts and nuts are excellent source for brain development. Right? Children and students, if they have to improve their memory, concentration, physical and mental stamina. So sprouts have to be a must in the diet of kids. At least 2 or 3 days in a day. If possible, at least one meal in a day. Some kind of sprouts or nuts has to be there. Okay. It is an excellent diet to correct all your thyroid gland issues, disorders, any muscle related issue, bone related issue, muscular dystrophies. Okay. People who are suffering from post paralytic issues. Okay. Weakness in the muscles, weakness in the bones, arms, hemiplegia. Okay. Excellent for building up their muscle and stamina. So they have to eat a diet which incorporates fruits, sprouts, and nuts. Okay. We neglect all these things and we say physiotherapy, we say physical exercise, gym, all these things. Without the required basic raw material, how are you going to build a or construct a building? So your building blocks, basic building blocks, if you're not giving to your body, how are you going to expect them to work optimally or to build body? Isn't it? So you need to provide them with proper nutrients. So these are the ways you can provide proper nutrients. Okay. If you have to prevent premature graying of hair and hair fall, people who are having hair fall, start eating nuts and sprouts. Okay. Start using almond oil. Start using coconut oil in your diet. Okay. Start using coconut milk. Yes, ma'am. Anushka wants to ask some question. Anusha? Okay. So excellent for hair growth. Remember, in our basic course, people who are there in the basic course, they know that your hair growth depends on what? What governs your quality and the nature of your health of your hair? It is your kidney essence, isn't it? If your kidney essence is low, or kidney essence is nothing but the nutrients that are there. It is a yin property. It is the nourishing property that is there. So premature hair loss and graying of hair is because not enough nutrients are present in your brain. Because you have two kinds of marrow, brain marrow and bone marrow. Your brain marrow, or essentially your kidney essence, is the one that nourishes your brain and your skull and your head area. If you're stressed a lot, okay, a lot of heat related, dry related issues, lack of nourishment if you have, all that is taken care by using your kidney essence. So the more nutrients you're depleting yourself, the more kidney essence is used up. Okay. So your kidney essence will start seeing which is my priority. Do I need to control and protect my brain and functioning of the brain? The cognitive function, the physical function, the psychological function, emotional function, memory function, or do I need to take care of the hair, which is more important for me? It will say, no, I don't want to take care of the hair. I can sustain or survive even without the hair. So it will stop nourishing your hair. And that is when you will start having hair fall. Premature hair fall, premature graying. So start having sprouts and nuts. Start eating almond oil, coconut oil. Okay. Next. If you have to reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and improve your HDL, high density lipoproteins, okay, high density lipids, nuts and sprouts are the best sources of HDL. Okay, it is good for heart patients, good to improve your blood circulation, Okay, good to improve your general heart functioning. So people who have cholesterol, you can have all sorts of sprouts and nuts, but make sure you go easy on the cashew nuts. Cashew nuts are a little bit high on the LDL part. So all other nuts, starting from your brown nuts, your almonds, your pistas, all of them, your sunflower seeds, okay, your pumpkin seeds, all of them have a lot of good cholesterol in them. So excellent source of nutrients for people with heart related issues, cholesterol related issues. It is very good for diabetics, okay, because sprouts are known to support natural insulin production. It is good for people suffering from diabetic gangrene. Okay, this is one kind of food supplement you are going to, or nutrients based food that you're going to give for people who are having diabetic gangrene. Okay, but make sure diabetics patients avoid little bit of resins, dates, and figs because they are rich in sugar and they can peak your sugar immediately, very fast. So, except these three things, you can have all kinds of sprouts and nuts. Okay. It improves your sexual stamina, infertility issues people are having. Okay. People are having issues with the sperm count. Okay. PCOD issues. Okay. Irregular menstruation related issues. Very good for women in menopause age. Okay. Because it is going to provide a lot of nutrients also and help boost your hormones also. And it is going to help in negating all the side effects that are caused because of the hormonal imbalance. So sprouts are a very good of source for all these people. So now tell me which category of people are left out now from eating sprouts? Children, must source of energy. People who are active adults, sexual health and working adults, reproductive age, they have to take. People who are in menopause age, middle age people, they have to eat sprouts. People who are diabetic, people who are having heart related issues, people who are paralyzed, cholesterol issues, hormonal issues, thyroid patients, diabetic patients. Now, who have we left out? We have incorporated everybody in this group. So, who should eat sprouts and nuts? Who should not eat sprouts and nuts? Everybody should eat sprouts and nuts. It is a must for all. This food is a must for each and every individual, no matter whatever kind of other affiliations you might have, whatever kind of food affiliations you have. Sprout and nuts has to be the main source or the main component of your diet. This is that essential. These are easily doable things at home. You soak seeds. Then next day or 2 days after that, you will start getting sprouts. Start eating them. You eat them raw. You put tadka and eat. You put masala and eat. Okay, you put some lemon and eat. Okay, mix it with your salad and eat. Nuts you can eat every day morning as soon as you get up after you have had your detox food juice. Okay, before breakfast you can have little sprouts. You can have little nuts. You can mix them with your food, isn't it? So from today, start making sprouts and nuts an essential part of your diet. If you have to maintain or reach your peak health or see some improvement in your energy and health. Okay, all these things you have to do. So even obese people should eat sprouts and nuts. Obese people, when they eat sprouts and nuts, I told you, it is going to help in healthy weight balance. So even obese people are also incorporated. So make sprouts and nuts an important part of your diet every day. If not every day, at least 2 or 3 days in a week, you're supposed to have sprouts. compulsorily make sure that you have sprouts. Okay. Like you take your medicines, take sprouts in your diet. So whoever wants to live a healthy life until they die can have sprouts and nuts. Everybody is included in this. So now we learned about living foods, and now we need to learn why we should not eat packaged foods. What are the truths about packaged foods? Okay, they say organic, they say mm, farm nutrients, Kisan jam, good for kids' growth, bone development, taller, stronger, sharper. They say, no, all these ads you see in the television, no? These are all packaged foods ads. Remember one thing, natural foods, living foods, wholesome foods, they will never require any form of advertisement. If somebody is advertising something, okay, that means it is not natural food. So let's look at the few truths about packaged foods, which none of the packaging industries will tell you. Okay, what is the first truth? Packaged foods are always stale and dead. Take any packaged foods, okay, particularly the ones that come with advertisement. I'm not talking about grains, pulses, seeds, and all those things. Any other packaged foods, ready to eat kind of packaged foods. Okay, let me be more specific. The ready to eat kind of packaged food. What are the ready to eat kind of packaged foods? Your chips, your biscuits, your pastries, your cakes, okay, and your pizzas, pastas, ready, no? Within 2 minutes, you can make them and eat. Your noodles, they are always stale and dead. Why? They are cooked almost 3 months to 3 years in advance, sometimes up to 3 years in advance there. Okay. These foods will always often invite disease because they are dead. They do not have a nutrient compound in them. Okay. It is, they have no life and they are dead. They will advertise and they will market you saying all sorts of things. Okay. The second truth, packet foods are more of chemicals than nutrients. Whenever you look at any packaged foods, just turn around the packet. Try to look away from the very appealing, colorful exterior and look at the backside of the page of the package and try to read the composition of the substances in them. Most often than not, they will have chemicals. Labeling is also done in a very disguised manner. Yes, Rupa? Rupa, you were saying something? No. Okay. Most often, they will disguise even the name of the packages. The sugar is named as maltodextrose or some other kind of additive that is there. You will think, oh, there is no sugar in this. But sugar will be there. So make a habit from today. Any packaged food that you buy, you start to read the label. Okay. There's this one guy called Food Pharma on Instagram and YouTube. He advocates and he fights against all these packaging industries. He fights for the truth of the composition of foods. Okay. There was a case wherein he had people from Nestle and Britannia had sued him, and later they were found that their foods contain a lot of sugar and other chemicals, and they were forced to change the way of labeling, packaging, and even manufacturing food. So he advocates the same thing. Start reading the label of the food that you buy from the market. Most often you will find that they contain more chemicals, more preservatives, more additives than the actual nutrient compound in them. Okay. Only a portion of it is food. Majority is chemicals, preservative, tasteners, and sugar. Sugar being the highest of them all. Remember one thing, whenever you're reading a package, how do you identify which amount is more, which nutrient is less? The best way to identify is whichever component is being mentioned in the first, that is in the highest concentration. Supposing you buy Kishan squash, if they say mango or mango pulp, that means the highest concentration in that is mango pulp. If they say sugar or maida or some other added additives, that means the highest concentration is that. The second one will show you the second highest concentration. So it is in the decreasing amount of concentration. So when you read the label, you will get to know what kind of nutrients and what kind of substances are there and at what concentration in your food. So we all should start learning to read the labels, and we should start learning to teach our kids to read the labels so that they actually understand what is there in the food that they're eating. This is the only way we can teach our kids to control or bring our kids away from the addictive nature of this advertising of these foods, isn't it? Our kids will drink Kishan squash. They will drink real juice. But if you make fruit pulp at home and if you give them amrest, they will not drink. Why? Because they are programmed for longing for these things. All the advertisements, all the billboards, all the freebies they get in schools, colleges. So this is one thing we need to make sure that we bring ourselves away from and our kids away from to lead a healthy life. Okay. I know this topic is got nothing much to do with traditional Chinese medicine and acupressure, but since we know Pranavam Acu Care is not only about acupuncture and acu care, I felt this is an important thing that you people need to know, and that is why this information I'm giving it to you. Okay. The ingredients are used to increase the shelf life and to decrease our life. Okay. They add preservatives. What is the meaning of preservative? Preservative means to preserve the food from decay. Preserve the food from decay means it is anti-health. Any fungus, any bacteria that is growing there will not be able to grow because it is anti-health. It is not going to promote any kind of health. So just think, if you're putting the same food in your body, it might be lesser concentration as compared to a bacteria or fungus. Okay. For it to kill you, you might require it in a larger quantity. But imagine every day, little bit, little, you keep introducing your body to all these preservatives. What happens to your body? Your body also will become anti-life, isn't it? Once your body starts recognizing the food that you eat or the environment in your body as anti-life environment, anti-life kind of functions it will start doing. So it will start developing anti-life related activities, cancers, diseases, allergies, all these things. Okay, we might think we are going for a birthday party and it is our kid's birthday party. We are giving sweets in school, chocolates and other things to schools. Oh, we love our kids so much. We buy them ice creams, we buy them chocolates. Now tell me, is introducing all these kind of chemicals and anti-life components into your kids, your children's health, into their blood, can you call this love for your children? Can you call this love for your parents? Can you call this love for your spouse? Women in particular, I'm talking about. We are the food providers or the meal providers in the house, most of the houses. So if you truly love your family, if you truly love your friends, will you be poisoning them? Is the question we need to ask. If you truly love yourself, will you be poisoning yourself? Is the question we need to ask. How many of you feel it is a valid question? इसको करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? We need to do this or we need not do this? Should we be introducing these kind of substances in our life? Is it a valid question? If it is a valid question, why aren't we asking these questions? The simple reason is we have all brainwashed saying these things are good and rich in nutrients, good for health, fast and easily available. Okay, remember, if you're not focusing on your health and fitness now, you're focusing on your illness later. I'll repeat once again. If you are not focusing on your fitness now, on your wellness now, all you're doing is you're focusing on your illness later. So we need to make sure what we need in life. Gadi, bangla, house, jewelry, everything is secondary. Okay. All our life we keep striving to earn all these things. But when the time comes for us to enjoy all these things, the most important wealth we don't have. We don't have health. We can't go with our kids and family members. We can't enjoy life. We can't enjoy nature. Most posh, biggest gadi we have, vehicle we have, but we are in hospital. We are using that vehicle only to go from house to hospital, hospital to house. Where does all this unhealth come from? We are allowing food industry people to put toxins into our body. It is our mistake. Nobody is forcing us to buy these things. It is because of our own laziness. It is because of our own lethargy. It is because of our own ignorance. We are allowing them to introduce these substances into our lives and our families' lives. Okay, so we need to take care of this. So, what are the other truths? Like I told you, these foods are against life. All the preservatives that are there, they're against life. And the ultimate truth about packaged foods are they are engineered for addiction. Starting from cigarettes, chocolates, biscuits, cakes, all the packaged fruits and juices, jams, jellies, whatever you might think of. Most common among them are your soft drinks and chips. Okay. All your McDonald's. Okay. Kentucky Fried Chicken, all of them, they are engineered for addiction. How are they engineering them for addiction? They are using salt, sugar, and fat in excessively high amounts, extremely high amounts. These three components, they are the highest addictive in nature. If you increase the quality of salt, sugar, and fat, that food you can make addictive. When you give your kids fruit salad and you give them bhujia or finger fries or bhajis, vadas, which one will they choose? Most often than not, 8 out of 10 kids will choose for these fried items because they are rich in salt, sugar, and fat. Your kurkure namkeens, your haldiram namkeens, all of them are rich, excessively rich in salt, sugar, and fat. This is how they are making things addictive. We need to educate our kids. We need to educate our younger generation that these are addictive foods and they're not good for your health. You eat all these things from childhood, people will start getting, by the age by the time they reach 16, 17, they will become obese. Childhood obesity will be there. Okay. When they are reaching adolescence, they start having type 1 diabetes, all other kind of issues because of high amounts of all these things. So the three important rules about packaged foods are they are stale and dead. They are more of chemicals than nutrients, and they are designed for addiction. They are engineered for addiction. So every time you're eating a chip, okay, remember you're getting yourself addicted. Okay. Next. What are wholesome foods? We learned about live foods. What are wholesome foods? Foods that are not subtracted of any part from for which Mother Nature intended it to be. All the components of that food, when it is grown in nature, it still contains them. Like I told you, if you have a seed, if you have grains, if you have made atta out of it, it is still wholesome. It may not be completely living, but it is still wholesome because all the components in the seed is there in the atta. Other than the husk, because we can't digest husk. Okay. Whatever nature intended for us to eat, we are getting it from that product. That is the wholesome food. Okay. Example, when you take refined sugar, okay, let's see, jaggery. Jaggery is extracted from sugarcane, but it still contains minerals, vitamins, and irons that are there when it is naturally available. When you eat a ganna or when you eat a sugarcane, whatever nutrients you will get from that, jaggery will still contain all of them. But when it comes to refined sugar, it is void of all the good substance and it is only sugar, sucrose and sugar, glucose. Okay. What happens? We'll see. When you eat this refined sugar, it will take away all the minerals from your body as it itself is not containing enough nutrients. This will lead to increase in acidity in your body and it will start leaching out all the minerals and nutrients from your body. Majorly, your calcium and magnesium is leached out from your bones, your teeth. So that is why we say if you eat too much chocolate for kids, you will have tooth decay. Why? Tooth decay is not because some bacteria is coming and eating. That is also there. Because majorly only sugar component is there. Your bacteria can thrive better and eat. But people who have a lot of sugar, okay, refined sugar, white sugar, whatever we get, okay, they will tend to develop bone related issues, arthritis, osteoporosis, calcium deficiencies. Why? Whenever any nutrient has to be absorbed in your body, I told you, your minerals play an important role and they act as carrier molecules or your transport molecules for nutrients. Okay. So when these substances are divided in the food that you eat, okay, they will leach out these substances from your body. So that is why whenever you're eating sugar, whenever you're eating sweets, you're weakening your bones. Remember that. They say, no, I have a sweet tooth. It is not the sweet tooth that you're having. You're having a loose tooth. You're having a weak bone. So sugar will leach out all the calcium from your bones. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, all the nutrients from your bone. And remember, bone is not composed only of calcium. People say bone weakness is there, take calcium, calcium. No, just by taking calcium, you can't strengthen your bones. Your bones are made up of up to 80 to 90 different kinds of minerals. You need all those minerals in your system for a healthy bone. Okay, that is why people who are familiar with, I mentioned about Dr. Barbara O'Neill, you should listen to her discourses. She has explained beautifully in her discourses how you can strengthen your bones. Having the proper kind of salt, the sea salt that you have, not the refined iodized salt. Okay. Proper sea salt, that rock salt that you have, or the Himalayan salt that you have, they contain all the essential minerals in them, which is going to strengthen your bones, which is going to strengthen your immunity. Remember, whenever you're eating sugar, sugar is slow poison and it is addictive. Again, I will tell you, if you are giving your kids chocolate because you love them, you really do not love them. If you are eating sweets, the ones made out of refined sugar, for your birthdays, or if you're having a surprise party for your spouse for their birthday or an anniversary or whatever, and the food contains a lot of refined food, I am sorry to say, you do not love your spouse. You are poisoning your loved ones. It is a slow poison, and it will eventually poison you. That is 100% pakka with sugar. It will say, I know I will do my work 100%. I am true to my nature. Okay. Now let's talk about refined flours. Okay, we are talking about wholesome foods. Refined sugar is not wholesome food, whereas jaggery or that karupatti vellam, whatever you get, or that syrup that you get from molasses, those are the actual form of sugar that you can use. Now coming to refined flour or maida. Is maida good for your health? How many of you feel maida is good for your health, and how many of us use maida regularly in our life? Kitna log, how many people will use maida daily? Whatever, from breads, biscuits, naans, paratas, whatever we eat outside. Okay. All of them contain maida. What is maida? We'll come to know what is maida. This is what is maida. In your wheat grain, this is the structure of your whole wheat grain. It has an outer bran layer, middle endosperm, and the gem. The gem is the nutritive part or the core, which contains all your vitamins and minerals. Okay. Your healthy fats are there in that. Okay. Your phytochemicals are there in that. Okay. Phytochemicals means the ones that are going to boost your immunity and help in your cell regeneration. Okay. They are most essential for our health. The middle endosperm is the starchy carbohydrate middle layer with a little bit amount of protein and vitamins. And the outer bran layer is the fiber filled outer layer, which has all your B vitamins and minerals. So if you want minerals and vitamins, it is always advisable to eat whole grains, like when you eat your sprouts, when you eat your seeds. Okay. When you eat your unpolished pulses, they contain all these three components, which is essential for food. And when there is fiber content, when there is vitamin content, mineral content, it is easy to maintain your blood sugar level, because it is going to control and govern how much starch, how much sugar has to be released, and how quickly the food has to be digested. Rangnath sir says, Maida, white rice, chicken used massively across the globe. The real root cause of health destruction. Exactly right. When you come to refined grains or maida, it is devoid of all these things and it has only the endosperm. So all you're eating is the gluey, sticky, starchy carbohydrate part. What sticks to your hand, remember, it will stick to your gut. The food that you're eating, if it is sticky and it is not easy to wash off, that means even inside your stomach, it is going to stick. And remember, whatever stick to your bowl, that is your restroom bowl, is also sticking to your guts. If your stool is too sticky and it is sticking to your WC bowl, okay, it is sticking to your toilet, that means it is the same stickiness that is there inside your stomach. And when it is sticking to your gut lining like that, it is prone to putrefaction, it is prone to fermentation, it is prone to infection, it is prone to growth of bacteria, fungus, and other things. And it is going to horribly spoil your system. It is going to stop the ability of your gut to absorb the nutrients. Because you already have a sticky layer sticking over there. 40-50% of it, of your gut layer lining is already sticky. Both your small intestine and large intestine. From where you will absorb nutrients. Isn't it? So they say three evils. Na? What are the three evils? Sugar, salt, and maida. Okay. Some people say sugar, salt, egg. Depending on their own narratives. So sugar, salt, fat, and maida. Please avoid. Fat is very essential for the body. So I have seen people completely avoiding fat. They say, I will not eat ghee, I will not eat oil, nothing. I will eat only sprouts. If you're eating nuts and sprouts and salads, then it is fine. You're getting the required fat from your nuts. But if you're not eating sprouts, if you're not eating nuts, and you say, I'm going to avoid fat altogether, remember, your cell membrane is majorly made out of fat. It is the lipopolysaccharide membrane that is there. Lipo means fat. Polysaccharide means sugar. It is the fat sugar layer that is forming the outer layer of each and every cell in your body. So without fat, your body is going to weaken. There will be no cell regeneration. There will be no cell proper function, no absorption, no excretion. The raw material required for cell formation itself is not there. One single cell has to divide, it has to grow in size, and then it has to divide. If you're not giving it enough fat, from where you will get the outer layer? So try to incorporate healthy fats in your food, like desi ghee if you have, coconut oil, almond oil, okay? Any natural form of cold press oils you can have, olive oil, groundnut oil, sunflower oil, all of them you can have. But make sure you're eating the oil that is available or that is grown locally, so that you are not getting the source from adulterated source or with lot of preservatives, chemicals, stored, old, stale, such stuff you don't get. And stop using refined oils. Stop buying oil, packaged oil from outside, because they are majorly palm oil than the regular nutritive oil that you get from seeds. Okay. So incorporate healthy fats and nutrients in your system. So this is what is wholesome food. Now you know what is wholesome food. Anything that is in its natural form is wholesome food. All the Annaputa, Ashirvad, Atas that you get, they are not wholesome foods. They are processed and packaged almost 8-10 months earlier. If you can get these kind of attas and flours locally available, if you have, or if you can get seeds and ground them and get these oils and attas done locally, they are the best form of wholesome foods that you can have. Okay, we need to go back half a century in this aspect at least, if you have to be healthy. There were no packaged foods there. Remember when we were small kids in the late 70s and 80s, they started introducing sunflower refined oil. Dhara Dhara, Shuddh Dhara. Isn't it? Health ki dhara, have dhara oil. Refined foods will never be wholesome and they'll never be health giving. Any kind of refined oils, foods, whatever, they are not good for your body. They are anti-health. Okay. Now let's talk about milk. Milk is a very important concept that we need to discuss. Okay. Should we have milk? Should we not have milk? Okay. What is the property of milk? What is the purpose of milk? We need to know first. Okay, what is the purpose of milk? Milk is a wholesome food for children who cannot eat solid food. The children who come under the age group where they cannot eat solid food, or the major portion of their food is not solid. Okay, this is the food meant for those children. Newborn kids and infants and toddlers until the age of 3 or sometimes till the age of 5. That is the age for which Mother Nature intended milk to be consumed. What is the composition of milk? It contains mainly sugar, carbohydrates, fats, proteins. It contains calcium. People say, if you are deficient in calcium, drink milk, drink milk. Milk is rich in calcium. Milk is rich in minerals, vitamins, which is needed for the growth of the child. And majorly, milk is rich in the essential immunoglobulin or antibodies required for developing immunity in the child. It is a form of acquired immunity the child acquires from the mother. So what kind of milk is good for me? Madam, almond milk or desi cow milk, A2 milk or A1 milk or Nandini milk or Amul milk. Your mother's milk is best for you until the age you are able to drink milk. No other milk is good for you. Okay, exceptions are there. I'll come to that. Our human body can produce the digestive enzyme for lactose up until the age of 3, sometimes to the age of 5. After the age of 3 to 5, digestion of milk is a burden to the digestive system because the digestive enzyme lactose is not there. Enzyme for digesting lactose is not there. Lactose is a sugar, lactase is the enzyme. It is like you are going and buying petrol. Every day 10 liters petrol you are buying, but you do not have a car to drive that petrol. You are stacking that petrol at home. What is the use of that petrol? You are buying all the food required and keeping at home, but you do not have the stove to cook the food. What will happen to all the food grains that you have bought? They will get spoiled. Added burden to your pocket and your life and your space and everything. Similarly, after the age of 3, milk is generally not good, particularly people who are having weak digestion, spleen chi deficiency, liver chi stagnation. They should never drink milk. So, should you and me be drinking milk? But in Ayurveda, milk is considered to be as Amrita. Why milk is considered to be as Amrita? What kind of milk is considered to be as Amrita? Amrita is elixir for life. Huh? Only the Desi A2 kind of milk that is there is considered to be acceptable to our body. Because the protein that is there, forget about lactose. With little bit of enough physical exercise, if you do, you will be able to burn out that lactose. Okay. All that heavy carbohydrate that you want to burn out, if you're physically active, you will be able to burn them out. But generally in milk, it contains a lot of animal proteins, isn't it? Proteins means your immunoglobulins, all those things are proteins. Okay, it also contains protein molecules, amino acids. Milk contains animal proteins because it is sourced from animals. Human body, we can digest plant proteins easier than compared to animal proteins. If you have to digest animal proteins, it requires an additional supply of calcium to eliminate all the toxic products that is produced from metabolism of animal proteins. So essentially, if you say, I'm drinking 1 glass of milk, it has this much protein and this much calcium. All that calcium that you're drinking in that 1 glass of milk is lost in trying to eliminate the. So in effect, when you drink 1 glass of milk, how much amount of protein are you getting? How much amount of calcium are you getting? You're getting 0. You're getting 0 calcium. So what is the best source of calcium? Calcium in milk come from? It comes from the bones, isn't it? When the mother is lactating, the kid gets the calcium from the milk. The milk gets calcium from the calcium metabolism of bones. So that is why the mother is given calcium-rich foods. I don't know what happens in North India or other part of the world, particularly in South India. After you have delivered the child, you are given special diet for almost 3 months. All green leafy vegetables, okay? Your palak or your spinach is one of the major component in that. They say it is a milk building protein, a milk building food. If you start eating all these foods, okay, you start eating your til laddus and other things. No? Til is your, what do you say? Your, what do you call that in English? What do you call til in English? We say yellow in Kannada. Okay. It contains highest amount of protein. Okay. Your drumstick contains highest amount of protein. These are the kind of fruits that are supplemented to the new mother, isn't it? Yeah, sesame seeds. Okay. Sesame seeds are given for newly lactating mothers to increase the quantity or quality of milk. So similarly, all the calcium that you get from a cow's milk is got from the cow's bone. And where does the cow get this milk from? Calcium from? It gets from the same green leafy vegetables that it eats, or green leaves that it eats, the grass that it grazes on. So now tell me, is it better to get calcium from these green leafy vegetables or from milk? Because from milk, in effect, it is negated. No, you're not getting any calcium from that. But nowadays you have calcium enriched, vitamin D, A, D, E enriched milk, all those things are there. Again, they are chemically synthesized chemical form of calcium that is induced into the milk. Okay. So the best source of calcium is through vegetables, green leafy vegetables, cabbage, cauliflower, all leafy vegetables. Okay. Your cucumber, your lettuce, okay, your broccoli, they have a lot of calcium in them. Okay. Start giving these kind of foods to your children instead of giving milk. Because after the age of 3 or 5, once you give them milk, what will happen, we will see. Okay. It takes almost 3 hours to fully digest the milk that you give to your kids in your stomach. It takes 3 hours for milk to get digested in your stomach. So morning, if you're giving your child 1 full glass of milk as soon as he or she wakes up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, if you're, or 8:30, they have to go to school. Forcefully, if you're feeding them, what is happening? The milk that is already there in the stomach is not yet completely digested, but the food that you give them is already digested and it has to move through the gut. But your milk is already there in between. It is not going to allow this food particle to enter or pass through the gut. What happens to that food that you give your kids? Not digested properly, indigestion, bloating, loose motion, okay, lactose intolerance, all these things will happen. Okay, so this is what happens. And whenever you're drinking milk, make sure your stomach should be completely clean, thoroughly with water. You don't have any residues in your intestine. Your bowel is passed and only then you should drink milk if you're drinking, in case you're drinking. Because you will find nowadays, you go through the internet, there's so many discourses and courses that you'll find on nutrition, health, so many experts that they speak. One person will say running is the best form of exercise, cardio exercise, which is going to help in immunity, which is going to help in cell regeneration, other things. On the same spectrum, you'll find another person saying running is the worst thing that you can do for your bones and joints and your health, because the human body is not constructed for running. We are an erect species. It is not constructed for running. Same issue, you will find two different spectrums of studies. So I am saying milk is not good, and I've given you the logical reasons behind that, and why you should not consider drinking milk if you are thinking in the term of calcium as a source. But again, you will find other research people saying milk is good. When is milk good? Like I told you, if it is A2 milk, it is more closely associated to our human milk composition. Okay. Milk of the cow is very closely related to the composition of milk of humans, A2 milk particularly. They see breed cow milk that you have, and the milk products that you get from them. Okay, the clarified butter or ghee, all those things, you can consume them for calcium content. Okay. So that is why you need to take everything with a pinch of salt, and there is an area of gray between all black and white areas. Okay, so when black and white mix, there is one tiny area of grayness in there. So take everything with a pinch of salt, and you decide for yourself what is your composition, how is your body reacting to milk, how is your kids family body reacting to milk, whether you need to give them milk. If you really want to give them calcium, the fats, the minerals and other things, you can use almond milk, you can use coconut milk. Easy to make at home. Okay. Or if you're getting good A2 locally grown milk, and which the cow is not injected with all kinds of hormones. Acha, have you noticed nowadays in the past 10, 15, 20 years, okay, the puberty in girls particularly is setting very early. Earlier it used to be 16, 14, 15 years, 12 years. Now it has come down to an average of almost 7.5 to 8 years. Why is this happening? The simple reason is milk. The milk that we are getting, and the cow that is giving that milk is injected with a lot of hormones. Okay, to increase the size of the udder, or sometimes to naturally induce ovulation so that they can get pregnant and milk production can start setting in. So the same hormones are still present in the milk. They are growth hormones. So when the girl child is drinking this milk day in, day out, morning 8 glass, night one more glass, haldi doodh, everything they're drinking. Okay, this same hormone is entering into our body and it is changing her hormonal structure also. Okay, that is why all these kinds of early reproductive changes happen in women, in girl kids nowadays. So if you are feeding your girl kid milk, girl child milk, please make sure of the source of the milk from where it is coming. Most brands, if not, I'll tell you, most brands will have these hormones present in them. No matter whatever they might claim to say, we are purifying, we are doing this kind of treatment, pasteurization, all kind of treatment and everything. These hormones are the ones that are there and they're affecting your child's health, your child's physiology. Okay. So that is another precaution you need to take care when you're using milk. When this milk that is there in the body is not digested properly, it gets converted into phlegm and toxin. Because it is getting converted into phlegm and toxin, you will start generating or having issues of indigestion, loss of appetite, frequent attack of cold and cough. Have you seen, you go to any doctor, when you say cold, cough and flu for it, they'll say, don't give milk curd for some days, ma'am, please. Because it is going to produce phlegm. Lot of chest condition that young kids are facing nowadays is because they're drinking lot of milk and eating lot of milk products. Milk bouquets, milk cookies, okay? Bonvita, Horlicks, everything milk. They want to become taller, stronger, sharper. No, not at the right time. That is a problem. We are fighting against time. Nature has given us one time, one particular growth rate. We want to grow faster than my neighbor's kid. I want my kid to be taller. I want him to be stronger than the neighbor. No matter whatever nature your kid has, you want to put all kids in the same mold. We want to put all the people into the same mold. We have one mold and we want to fit them into that mold. That is what is causing issues in children. If your child is drinking mother's milk for the age of 5, 3, 4, 5 years, it will still be healthy. So milk is a major source for forming phlegm in your body. Okay, people are having diabetes, people are having mental issues, psychological issues, memory related issues. If you want your kids to remember what they studied in the exam, during the examination time, don't give them milk. Give them some wholesome food, na? Whatever millets you get, make a porridge out of that and give them to drink that. Okay, this will boost their energy. Okay, milk extracted from sprouts and seeds you can give them. This will enhance their memory. Problem in recollecting whatever you have studied is because of accumulation of phlegm. Phlegm that is misting the mind, phlegm that is blocking the system, circulation, is all that is causing respiratory congestion issues in small kids and old people. Okay, so now you know examination time what diet you have to give your kids. Lot of sprout seeds, okay, salads, juices, all these things you need to give your kids. Avoid milk during examination time for kids. Yeah, like I told you, above 3 years of age, sprouts are better wholesome foods. You get your millet meals. Earlier days, na, our parents, grandparents used to make that ragi mix at home, millet mix at home. Used to mix it with little tamarind water or just plain water or little buttermilk, and we used to drink. One glass of that porridge you drink, your whole day you're energetic until you come back from school. South India, particularly in Karnataka, people eat ragi mudde, ragi balls. Excellent source of fiber, calcium, iron, protein, minerals, everything. Wholesome food. Okay. What about calcium? That is what we talk right now. Milk people generally would drink for calcium. Vegetables have more calcium than milk. If you are able to make a green juice and drink every day in the morning, you will get more calcium than drinking milk in the morning. If you're eating salads and green leafy vegetables. Acha, when we cook green leafy vegetables, most often than not, we tend to overcook them. Like I told you, overcooked foods are devoid of all the nutrients. So do not overcook your food. Green leafy vegetables. Okay. Yeah, but according to ancient text, milk is considered to be amrit, but only desi cow milk is good and easily digestible. That is why they say whenever any ritual is there, they will ask for desi cow ghee. Whenever any prasad is made, they'll say made out of desi cow ghee. Isn't it? Because the purpose of prasad is to enhance your energies, enhance your prana shakti, enhance your aura, to bring in good substances into your life. That is why it is made with good quality or best quality substances, isn't it? The next very important point for health is exercise. Okay, we will take this part in the next class, and we will complete with the this aspect of how to stay healthy, and we will also look at the TCM perspective of health. Okay, until now whatever we learned is about general nutrition that is required for health. We will also look at nutrition in the TCM perspective, that is traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure perspective. What kind of food is associated with what kind of organ and what kind of energy, that also we will see. So the remaining part we will do in the next class. Okay, any doubts in today's class people are having? Any doubts about wholesome foods, how we are supposed to eat? Any doubts? No. Okay. In case after going through the video recording, if you get any doubt, you can please feel free to ask them in the group. Okay. I would prefer people asking doubts in the group, because what is my doubt is knowledge for others. What is somebody else's doubt is knowledge for me. I may not be getting the same doubt, but still I can gain knowledge from other people's doubt. And I will gain more knowledge from the doubts that I have made, and mistakes that I have made, and also from mistakes of others. So do not hesitate to ask any question. Silly to silliest doubts. Sometimes I might not be knowing the answers to them, but I will make sure I do a little bit research and I'm able to quench your thirst or reply to your answers. Okay, it is a learning process for me also. I love and extremely enjoy when people ask doubts and try to stimulate my thinking. So that is one thing. So any doubt you have, any queries you have, please ask in the group so that others can also learn and we can also learn from them. So that's all for today. So the next class will be again on Wednesday, 8 p.m. So thank you all for joining this session. The recording will be sent. Please share this recording with your near and dear ones. It is a free class, so it is not paid. So you can share it with your family, friends, your relatives, your colleagues, all of them, and let them also gain the benefit of this knowledge. Okay. Thank you very much. Shubhratri. Good night.